Taking forward what I have learned from my research when doing my comparison of the finite element model and the mass spring model, I have focused on developing a soft body system utilising the mass spring model, which will be the focus of this demonstration. To do this, I have implemented test objects to showcase different purposes the system may be used for. The first is a mass spring structure that does not have any surface area between its masses, or can be thought as a 1D chain of masses. This structure can be used to implement a great number of soft body objects, like hair or grass. The second structure demonstrates the implementation of a 2D soft body mesh, commonly used to implement capes and other clothing. The final structure is a cube object that, unlike the previous objects, must conserve its volume, otherwise it would collapse in on itself. One method to prevent this would be to increase the stiffness of the structural springs. However, this would lead to the object losing its elasticity and ability to stretch. For this reason, pressure has been applied along the normals of each mass to prevent the cube from collapsing in on itself. This allows the structure to maintain its elasticity while maintaining its volume. However, this also has downsides, as increasing the pressure to prevent the object from collapsing in on itself under much greater forces leads to the object to start ballooning outwards, losing its shape. Thus, a balanced combination of both systems must be applied to each structure to acquire the desired effect. In order to test the system, a variety of external stimuli had to be developed, which include gravity, wind, and collisions with a player-controlled object. By manipulating these parameters in objects, it is possible to determine whether the system is suitably simulating a given object, by introducing external forces to move the object from its resting state, forcing it to react and trying to move back to where it originally started. During the process of developing this prototype, I have learned firsthand a common point made throughout the documents I have read during the research process, which is that the creation of soft body structures manually is time consuming, which is a factor that is generally reduced as much as possible during game production. Therefore, as planned, I will begin development of a system that will create the mass spring structure of any given object by feeding in the object's vertices and indices, as well as create a system that will allow the loading and saving of structures for use at a later point.